The PSC merch store is back. Show your Clownbertarian pride with our Don't Hunk on Me stickers and magnets. Revel in the new and classic shirt designs. Buy your Gam Gam a fucking hat. Check it out at pleasestopshopping.com. That's pleasestopshopping.com.
Billy, did you know about Labubu BBLs?
What the
Do you guys know about Labubu BBL surgery or
Labubu? What is Labubu?
I've been learning a little bit about Labubu BBL surgery recently from the Labubu subreddit.
I'm gonna be real. I don't know if you're allowed to say that, man. I don't think that's your word.
I just typed in Labubu and I'm seeing a small rabbit child.
Yeah, so they're like little toys that people are getting really into, and then I found that there's guides on giving it a fat ass.
Oh my god,
there's like full-on reference guides.
What?
Yeah, there's even videos and everything. I've been really sucked into like the idea of people buying these to like attach to their purse, attach to their keychain, and they've just been like full-on guides of giving them big chunky asses.
It's like giving a Beanie Baby a fat cock.
Man, immediately opening an episode was something that no one is going to be able to see and therefore not understand in a
Julian,
shut up!
Julian, hey Julian, you ever hear about gangstalking? Because like
I have so much to say about gangstalking, Brendan. I have so many very well-developed thoughts about gangstalking.
How about you start?
Yeah. I mean, you don't need theories. It's all me. It's always been me. It always will be me.
So I've got a pitch for you. Okay, Brendan? I've got a pitch.
Yes.
Is it what decibel? Yeah.
So with that out of the way, gangstalking. I've been thinking about this. I've been shopping it around. I'm thinking there's like an app, right?
Yeah.
And we can test this out at the next MagFest, right? But there's an application. And its general function is to unite people with a singular goal. And I'm thinking like, there was like Pokemon Go.
No, you're fucking me. You're Mark Zuckerberging me. Don't do this to me, Julian. What the fuck is? No, this is Pokemon Greg. This is Pokemon. You're just describing Pokemon Greg. That's my $1 million idea that I stole from Jello.
This is no. Jello and I came up with this together, and you stole it from him.
Oh, you son of a bitch! You don't get to rewrite the media narrative.
Welcome to the podcast.
So Greg Go is an application where you boot it up, and then you enter in your name, right?
Julian.
And then if your name is Greg, then you have a very different experience from everyone else. Everyone else, they got to go and get Greg. If you're Greg,
you're talking about an immersive PVG experience, is what you're getting.
Person versus gamer.
Person versus Greg.
Oh,
yeah.
This is the difference between you and me, Julian, is that you stole the idea, but I made the app, and I am sending 300 people to your house right now. 300
My
beta
name
Greg
is
testers.
not Greg.
Yeah,
it is now. Check your birth certificate.
Buddy, I've been talking to RFK. We've got it locked in. We've already changed the name to Greg.
Look at your fucking driver's license right now, dude.
Yeah, one of our Pokemon Greg beta testers is inside the Library of Congress right now, rewriting your personal history. It's not a joke.
No. You're not taking this far enough. I'm talking like reality altering. Like your documents have always been Greg. Look, look right now.
You've never not been Greg.
Oh.
Let me ask you this as a potential investor or buyer for this app, real quick. If I was going to hit you with like just for like some web dev stuff, does it know if it's a Greg with 1 G at the end, 2 G's at the end, 3 G's at the end?
Oh yeah, it's all character sensitive stuff.
It's UGC. It's user specified.
Okay, so like it's not going to be in a recursive loop. If somebody has a baby, their name is Greg with like 5 G's at the end, and then they put themselves into the app when they grow older. Like it'll be able to handle that load.
If their actual legal name is Greg with 5 G's, I feel like we should just sick everyone on them immediately because that is an insane thing to do.
That's unfortunate for them. They didn't even pick the name. The parents did.
Well, right, but
Shouldn't we stick it on
you don't
the
know
parents?
that. You don't know that, Billy. You don't know that. I mean, hey, you of all people would know about that, wouldn't you? To fucking,
Oh, that's right.
Like, listen. I was thinking about having like dailies, like, I mean, like if you want this to succeed, it's got to be a live service.
Oh, like a Greg Pass? You could get
right. Like Greg is like the standard experience, but you can add on to that with additional stuff. Like if you buy the Greg Pass, then like you'll be able to do daily achievements wherever someone else with a different name is like a secondary objective alongside getting Greg. If you find them along the way, they don't know that they're a secondary target until someone's acquired them, but it spices up the experience on a day-to-day basis.
I have a question. I still don't know. What do you do once you catch a Greg?
Oh, you know
what you get? Yeah, Yeah,
You get
has it.
Yeah,
got
you get him.
Yeah.
Do you
Is that not clear?
do you kill them?
No,
you get
no,
him.
no, 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 no. What the fuck is wrong with you? No,
what
you
is wrong
get
with
This
him?
would not survive on the
You-
App Store if you killed him.
You
get
get
him.
Christ, Billy.
No, it's fucking. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Let me ask this then too as well. Do you think you could get like augmented reality, like AR aspects in this, so I could like through the battle pass as I unlock achievements and by Greg score, my Greg gamer score goes up. I buy Greg bucks. Do you think as I chase the Gregs, I could apply skins to the Gregs that I'm chasing? So like maybe like a cool cat in a hat.
Applying skins to a real person. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
I was thinking like the AR aspect. Well, because Pokemon Go, if you're doing Greg Go, Pokemon Go has the AR aspect to it. So you also need an AR aspect to the Greg as well.
so you could AR the Greg and give him big bouncing breasts.
I mean, hey.
Well, here's the other thing. Here's the other thing. With the power of AR, you can also remove skin from Greg.
He can be just like a skeleton.
Yeah.
So you could like the Gregs that you get, you could diagnose them, and then you could add mini games to the game, like Operation Greg.
Brendan, you're on the team.
Could you, for instance, virtually scalp Greg?
Well, no, I
That
think
would
that'd be
be
going
too
too
far.
far,
That's
Judge
not funny
Holden
at
from
all.
Blood Meridian. I'm sorry, Judge Holden from Blood
That would be
Meridian.
way too far. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Okay, my bad.
Not funny.
That was way too far. That was way farther than the murder thing I said earlier.
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting an image from a United States drone. They say that Julian is always here. They say he'll never die.
Be fucking careful, Julian, because with 3 keystrokes and 1 click of my big red button, I can turn this into Pokemon Julian. Julian Go. Fuck. Sorry, that's
Two,
copyright.
3
fucked it. You
keystrokes.
fucked
Bro
it.
doesn't even know how to write Julian. That's at least,
I have a
dude, that's
hotkey.
at least 6
I
letters,
have a hotkey.
dumbass.
I have like a hotkey mapping. I downloaded auto hotkey to say Julian's name just in case I ever get really mad at him and need to order his death really fast.
There's one that says Julian, one that says Sam, and God, you don't want to fuck it up.
Yeah. It's like butt dialing 911 in a movie theater instead of speed dialing the projectionist so you can berate them for doing a bad job the way I like to do.
That happens to me all the time. I always fucking butt dial 911 when I go to shows, and then they call me back like 3 times during the night, and every time I'm like, shut up, numbnuts!
The first and only time I've ever butt dialed 911 in a movie theater, I think I was like, I don't remember how old I was. I was watching Mr. Popper's Penguins in theaters. This is completely true. And so I was like my first time that I was allowed to like have a cell phone in my pocket. And I butt dialed 911 in the movie theater during the scene where it's like a big party and the penguins are crashing in and everyone's screaming. And so like, I just remember hearing the like a very faint like hello and like from my pocket, looking in my hand, looking at the screen, and then just hanging up and spending the entire fucking rest of that movie, Mr. Popper's Penguins, fucking white knuckling the movie seat because I knew in my heart that the minute that I walked out of that theater, I would be shot by police officers for misusing state resources.
First they pop the penguin, then they pop you.
How old were you in 2011?
Then I would have been like 10. But yeah, it's like the fucking walkout of that movie theater. I felt like I was out, looking over my shoulder.
It was like a
trying to make
perp
sure there's no one following me. Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
I just fuck. It reminds me, all of you had like phones when you were kids, and I didn't have a phone until like late high school.
I didn't have a phone when I was a kid.
I had one of those prepaid phones.
I had a flip phone in high school. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a track phone.
Yeah, it track is a good word for it because it was only there so my parents could check on me any time of the day that I was not immediately under their supervision.
I vaguely remember having a phone, but it was a flip phone and it was also prepaid.
Yeah.
And it was mostly so my mom could call me and be like,
Exactly.
did you take your meds? And I'm
You get to be like, oh, and then hang up and be like, listen, there's not many minutes left.
I remember my mom getting rid of her old Razor and me not having a phone and being like, "Oh, can I have your phone?" She said no, so I went around her back and stole her pink Razor, and then I was going through it, just a bunch of my ex-stepdad, just pictures of his hog all over.
and that's why you never steal a phone.
Just the entire memory card of her Razor flip phone full of dick pics.
That's why Motorola doesn't make the Razor anymore.
It was on us personally.
That's why you don't pay per text anymore.
So many hog pictures.
What's crazy is those couldn't have been very good quality
They
photos.
weren't. I just kept fucking. Why are there these many hog pictures? What's happening?
Your mind immediately goes to like, gee, this is kind of gratuitous just in terms of sheer number. Like, you pay by the text for these, right? It's like a surcharge for
pictures.
Oh, they weren't texts. She took the pictures. They were saved.
Oh.
Yeah. So that means they did like little
They
photo
did like a
ops.
grab your photo shoot.
Yeah, they did little photo
That's
ops.
interesting. Now that's really, she had like a Rolodex. Someday I'll be able to feed this into an algorithm that'll upscale it so that I'll be able to see them in new quality never thought possible.
It sucks.
Wow, thank you, AI.
Me going to my ex-stepdad's Facebook, taking all these pictures of him and adding pictures of me, and then just generate me beating him up. Now generate me beating him up again. Generate me beating him up.
Grok, enhance this hog.
Grok, generate a picture of me beating my stepdad up, and then beating my dad up, and then beating my other stepdad up.
Grok, new app idea. My stepdad go.
Stepdad, go! Everybody must gang stalk him and find him.
So the gang stalking thing was actually not the app. I forgot the origin of this, which was a different thought exercise I also want to pitch you guys.
Bro has thoughts.
Yeah, I've been thinking a lot about gang stalking. I really like the idea of like next time we're all in like a group together, right? One person who already lives there is just not told about like the group getting together in their area. And like as a sort of collaboration, everyone who meets up, like let's say it's Chicago, right? There's a person we know in Chicago and they don't know any of us are going to be going there. And we just sort of collaborate together, like in increasingly creative ways in order to like turn gang stalking from a hypothetical into like a reality. Just to like, just and like see how
Because
this
so far
person
gang
would
stalking has only been an abstract concept and we want to make it real.
Right. Because
Yeah.
gang stalking is a delusion shared by many people. But like, what
Nobody has ever done
What
this.
if we actually?
I'm not
just
going to
did it?
lie. There's a fine line here between gang stalking and a really lame flash mob.
It could also just be like a weird game of tag and the person doesn't know they're it.
Here's the thing. It's got to be really subtle, right? So what I'm imagining, like the POV of like the cameras that you'd hide everywhere. Like you would need to like be extremely subtle about it. There'd be a camera hidden behind their mirror. Like you'd be able to access their phone camera, right?
You're talking about an incredibly expensive undertaking.
Right,
This is
but
it's already blown the budget.
This is nuts.
But imagine their face.
But a
the
midget.
first time they find a camera and it's like they're looking down at it. I want you to imagine the footage of that. I want you to imagine the POV of them squinting into like a like a fisheye lens and they're trying to examine like a button, trying to figure out what the fuck is in it.
I'm seeing the fucking vision. This is also, we can get shots of them really close to a camera going, what the hell?
Just like really baffled. No, and like imagine the inverse of that too, right? Like one of us is perched up on a watchtower like 300 feet away with a telescope photo.
Why are we
Imagine,
Hey, guys.
I need you to imagine them like looking at that. And like imagining them from 300 feet away, like, and you could just barely make out their confused, slightly paranoid face.
You're like imagine the Truman Show, but there's no escape. It's just us at the Truman Show following you.
Following them into a fun house full of mirrors and they only see you in one of the mirrors as you exit.
It's a fucking Scooby-Doo.
I need you to imagine this is going on for days at this point, and they're like actively paranoid. I need you to imagine we get a plant, someone who they don't know comes up, and they're like at a convention, and it's a couple people, and they're just like, "Yo, can you take a photo of us?" And they're like cosplaying, so they're gonna be like, "Okay, sure." And they hand you a phone, and it's already rolling, and it's like their face. It's just like them staring into the front-facing camera, already rolling. Imagine they're just like seeing the process, like trying to figure out
It's like,
what the fuck is happening.
You actually thought about this way more than I thought any
I
normal.
thought about this a lot.
That's not sane.
there's a point where it stopped being funny.
I just wanted to.
That was it.
That was it. I just first time I thought about this, I was in tears for like an hour thinking about how funny this would be.
How tired were you?
It was like 7 p.m., brother.
You weren't tired at all.
So what in your mind was the punchline to that? At what point did we cross?
It's about the journey. Not everything needs
I
to...
like the hypothetical of I like seeing this. I like imagining this person's reactions to like increasingly paranoid reactions and like having
like
footage of them.
You're like a fucking baby that freaks the fuck out when he sees a funny face.
I think that the mental image of being several hundred feet away from a person and them making you out from that far away, and like their barely defined features on their face cycling through confusion, shock, paranoia, anger, and then just walking again is just so funny for reasons I struggle to articulate.
Hey, Julian, you would love war.
That's pretty close.
That's kind of what I'm describing in a way.
What if we brought the war home with us?
Yes.
That was awful. Thanks.
PST. Please stalk them.
It's fucked up because groups of surly dads in Iowa are called stalk gangs. So
Whoa.
What?
yeah, like the stalk of corn.
You're still on your DILF thing?
Yeah. Hey, DILF Hunter 2025. What if you could find DILFs? Actually, change this gang stalking app idea. I'm taking it. It's just to seek out DILFs now. I'm changing the algorithm.
That's interesting.
God, if only they.
It's a DILF seeking missile.
Bro is creating Grinder.
Now we're finding off the grid DILFs here. We're finding DILFs off the grid.
Off the like dads that don't have internet access.
That's I'd like to find.
Yeah, like DILFs off the grid. Like DILFs that are out there in log cabins, chopping down lots of wood, riding a ski-doo, just chilling out there in the woods. No cell phone, no nothing, just nature.
Free range.
We're going to get them. Free-range DILFs, yeah.
Ski-Doo kind of implies that they're stuck in a very specific place where there's snow.
It's a natural habitat.
I feel like a four-wheeler would make more sense because that you can drive anywhere.
No, I mean, you watch like a spy movie, and when the spy retires, they go up to like a cabin in the mountains. They got a ski-doo up there.
Should we have introduced Sam at any point?
I mean, it depends. Do you deserve it?
Will introduce me at the end of the episode if I pass.
Pass by what metric?
Give us a good reason why you should.
We haven't gotten
like
there
the vibe check.
Yeah,
Vibe check, letter
whatever
grade. Yeah.
the metric is. Yeah.
You ever think about how we've built a world for them, but not a world for us? I'm talking about foot fetishists, by the way. You ever realize? Okay,
They got that whole
This
episode
is
of
like-
King of the Hill. Peggy puts her feet in mashed potatoes.
it's really annoying that nowadays I can't just take a picture without wearing socks and without somebody going,
Yeah.
"Whoa, mama!" Like, what happened, man?
Right.
You have to be hyper aware of your feet in the digital age. You have to be
That's
hyper
what I'm
aware.
saying. That's what I'm saying. The world is built around fearing them.
I will say, there is a lot of comedic potential that comes from it now. Like,
What do you mean?
Well, for instance,
Okay,
there's
well,
a live
hang on.
action
All right,
video that I plan on.
Let's hear your foot funnies.
There's a live action video that I plan on putting out at some point this year. Fingers crossed, toes crossed.
Oh.
That because of the amount of raw footage that is in it, there will absolutely be points wherever people's feet are at some point in passing on camera, and I'm going to have to go in there and manually like mosaic blur censor all of the feet. And like that's an active choice that people are gonna notice, and I think that's pretty funny. I don't know.
I guess it's funny, but you see, I have a problem with that because we're doing that because we fear them, and I don't think we should fear foot fetishes. You've ever heard all the stories about how I went to the shoe store and the guy was helping me with my shoes, and then when I took my socks off, he sniffed my feet.
Did Corbin ever tell the nightmare about the story of the nightmare he had? Like a year or two ago on the podcast.
I don't think so.
It's very short. I think he just woke up one morning while we were living together and he just had to tell someone. But he was just like, Julian, last night I had a nightmare that I was back in my old place and the camera was on and I was streaming myself asleep, and I came to and I wasn't wearing any socks. And my feet were only covered by the bed sheets, and I knew that in order to turn the stream off, I'd have to get out of bed and people would see my feet. And so I couldn't.
That's what I was saying.
And I
That's
just
real
stayed there
fear.
forever.
That's real fear.
It was a very long dream where all he did was just lay there in fear, pretending to still be asleep. I mean, I'm different, so I don't care. But, you know.
I'm just tired. I posted somebody posted a picture of me in like the group chat recently, and my feet were out, and then everybody, weren't you the one that just said nice feet, asshole, or whatever?
I wouldn't do that. No, that doesn't sound like me.
It sounds like you're a foot weirdo.
No, I'm awesome.
It was fucking Charlie.
Yeah, that scans. That
Charlie.
scans.
Do you guys think it's like it's one of those things where they sneak it in as a joke and then suddenly it's real and it's just an actual thing you have to contend with?
What do you mean?
You know, like how people use
a little
post-ironic
joke about feet. Like Brendan uses big and round.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, it's like a joke until it isn't anymore.
It's like a joke until you look at the search history.
It's to get us closer to a whole whale society. I want this to be a pod, not just a podcast.
Does it ever piss you off that you can't like attribute anything to big and round without repeating yourself a little bit? Anyway,
can't attribute. Yeah. Great.
Big and round industrial complex.
Great.
I was thinking about buying a pair of Crocs and then putting some really fucked up gibbets in them whenever I take pictures that include my feet, like some analog horror gibbets.
Why's that, buddy?
Just cause, like, really just put the fear of God into people.
How often do you show your feet?
Pretty often. I mean, I go into Foot Finder and I just post pics on there every once in a while.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
I attribute the feet to different people. Like, these are the feet of Charlize Theron.
Okay, never mind. That's pretty good.
These are the feet of Sam Rockwell. And, like, nobody's caught on. They're always the same feet.
It's always your feet.
It's always my feet, yeah.
No, the trick
but
is
I
use
put
a different
makeup on
picture
them
every time. Yeah.
put makeup on.
Different angle, different kinds of makeup.
Is there like you know how there's like a face app? Do you think there's like a foot app where you can like change it the way it looks so you can?
I'll Google it right now. I'll Google foot app. Application for foot jobs.
Not what I meant.
Yeah, no, hey, localfootjobs.com is a website.
Oh, there you go. So it does happen.
Well,
Cool.
Yeah, but they don't have foot filters. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like, can you yassify your feet?
I mean, yeah, you can do literally anything. God gave you free will with your Xbox.
If you put like nail polish, I guess.
Yeah, but like, is there an app that lets you do it quickly? Like, is there an existing solution to this problem? Because if not, I think I'm identifying a gap in the market.
Foot fetish phone apps. I don't care about my history.
Okay, I know we're joking right now, but the worst part is I feel like you could make a lot of fucking money off of that idea.
No, you could not. It's too niche.
Yeah, it's called Feet Finder. It exists.
Oh my god. Do you know how freaky foot guys are?
Dude, I wish my foot was just like a little bit more tan on the insoles.
Feet Finder has an app included in it where you can scan your feet and it'll tell you how much it's worth from their expert analysis.
No fucking way.
You can literally go to Feet Finder, take pictures of your feet, and it'll tell you exactly how much money your feet is worth.
What?
Brother.
Yeah.
Pawn
Wait,
stars
what?
for feet?
Is that
Yeah.
real?
Yeah, feetfinder.com. You can actually see how much money your feet are worth based on their expert data.
What?
So that sounds kind of bullshit because you are also giving them the pictures.
Right. Like, they've got to
Oh
be
my God,
lowballing
you're
you
right.
on that,
Yeah.
right? Like,
This feels like a scam.
they can just say whatever they want. All the power is in their hands on this, you know?
Oh my God, getting gaslit by Feet Finder.
Yeah, if you really wanted to do this right, it would have to be a physical center that you would print out the picture and make sure that they don't like scan it or anything because you need like a physical so they can't hold on to it.
Right. I mean, or you would just like go without shoes and just like there'd have to be like a no camera, no phone policy.
I'd like to stop thinking about this.
I would like to posit we pivot.
How do you... So I'm like on the seller's page of Feet Finder, right?
Yeah.
Like, what's the point? What's the point of paying for a foot picture?
Yeah, look down, stupid.
You can go to the library and get Dr. Seuss's The Foot Book. The Foot Book is right there and it's in the library.
I mean, it's not even that. It's more the fact that the preview pictures for the feet are just the feet. So what else do you want?
You want it in Ultra HD.
But why?
So you can zoom in. If I can't count the pores, then it's not a good picture.
Whack.
I assume you want pictures of the feet getting nasty. like big old pile of honey buns that they step on. Like,
hey, Billy, you ever thought about this? Maybe that one
It's
image.
live cams. Oh.
Yeah, maybe that one image is just a preview. Maybe that's not the whole package, okay? Think about it.
Oh my God, there are so many categories of feet. What the fuck?
Feet. There's the foot book.
That's insane. There's one that says emo and one that says juicy.
Oh, fuck yeah. I can get juicy emo feet on feetfinder.com.
What the fuck?
Do you think I could get like sweaty goth feet? I'm Googling right now.
I think it's time that we moved on now.
What did you find?
I think we've exhausted this topic.
Okay, wait. This is the funniest shit I've ever seen. Wait.
What did you find clown feet?
This is fucking hilarious. What the fuck is this?
People into feet listening to this and being like, man.
Stopping. Oh.
Guys, come on.
It's a little boy. It's a little man.
That's a thing. Yeah, guys like their balls stepped on, or they like to imagine they're really tiny and get stepped on.
I'm benching myself at halftime, coach. I'm out.
Oh, but there's one of the categories is just awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome feet,
but awesome.
Am I the only person in this call who's not on footfinder.com right now?
Why is there one that's just Fred Flintstone? Yeah! What? No, this is real. There's one of the categories that's just Fred Flintstone.
Yabba dabba do it.
How many entries?
Okay, I'm done. I can't do it.
Oh, hell yeah. Yabba dabba do it.
I can't do it. I'm not clicking on that. Okay, I found I'm clicking on that.
How do you get fupa feet?
What?
Why are there so many Fred Flintstone? I don't get it.
Fred Flintstone, when they propel the car, the vehicular motion of the cars in the Flintstones is done by the feet.
So the feet are like a central part of.
They are the engine of the car. Yes.
Yeah. So like kids
I
definitely.
need to clear my browser history.
That's not gonna be enough.
We participated in Feet Finder, Bon.
Yeah, if you're watching that and with a young impressionable mind, you definitely could focus in on that.
Those feet go so quick.
Why are you doing like play-by-play analysis of the Flint? I'm sorry.
Because I didn't think about how that could possibly find its way onto a website like that at first. I was like trying to rationalize why the fuck is that a category?
You a foot fetish.
And so I followed it through. And then by the end, it made sense to me, Sam. It's called an exercise in empathy. You should fucking try it someday.
Yeah, in fact, I'm gonna ask all the sex psychologists that listen to this show. Could you tell us how correct Julian is? Thanks,
guys.
Give us a detailed 3 paragraphs minimum on why Fred Flintstone would be on Feet Finder. Bonnie.
Yeah, Fred.
You can find our inbox at twitter.com/Samperson.
Not even close. It's twitter.com/Grok.
Please send all your feet queries to Grok.
Grok, what do you think?
Me setting up 500 PCs just to render feet pictures through Grok so people only get feet.
Grok, am I onto something here?
Grok, turn on sexy mode.
Gork, is this concerning?
Is this a concern?
Oh, God.
Gork, what's the world coming to?
Gork, it seems today that all you see is violence in movies and sex on TV, but where are those good old-fashioned values on which we used to rely?
Grok, have you seen Family Guy? It's pretty good. What do you think?
If you say that, they'd probably spew back something about like, that's not funny. I'm gonna stop this thought. That's not even funny. That's just sad. A sad state of the world we live in.
Dude, the world is fucked up and crazy if you really think about it.
Yeah.
I'm like 50-50 on what dropping this on the conversation is going to do, but like right now as we speak, there is a current issue.
Is it the South African?
It's the fact that someone dropped a bunch of information on racial conflict in South Africa into the like prompt for Grok. And so now he's responding to every single query as if they were talking about racial conflict in South Africa. Really kind of, blunt force method of trying to insert your political opinion into a large language model, but it is leading to some really cool haikus. So that's nice.
Wait, what do you mean haikus? Like,
there are people who are asking Grok to like make haikus about things that they were seeing on Twitter, and every haiku would just come out being about the racial conflict in South Africa. No matter what the actual original prompt was.
What the fuck?
It's really cool.
Talk South Africa. I don't know much about that place. Hope that they're okay.
Thanks, Grok.
Haiku.
Oh, that was you. Oh, that was you. You did that.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a haiku.
That was pretty. I thought you read that. That's you. You created this.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thanks.
We have a little haiku master over here. Send him to the Japan Nationals.
Yes.
Send him to the Grok mine.
Yeah, this is good. I hope that none of this gets cut.
You think I cut anything on PST? If anything, I'll censor when somebody says something awful.
I know.
And that's about it. People always think I'm cutting a bunch of shit out of the episode. I'm really not. I never do that.
Yes, you do.
Whatever happened, no.
If there are moments where you have to step in. It's happened.
Like what?
I don't remember.
Yeah, exactly.
The record has been scrubbed, Billy. That's kind of the point.
Billy, cut it from your mind. That's the power of audio editing.
Brendan, didn't you have something that you said you wanted to save for the podcast that got a strong reaction out of me?
You did say that earlier.
Oh yeah. So I bet on my positive mental health. I gave Julian a tidbit. I bet on my positive mental health arc lately. So I've been going to see like a brain doctor about brain things.
Virtue signaling.
And he had me on antidepressants for about 2 weeks, and I did not like them because I got unreasonably angry at a burrito.
I remember that story.
And I mean, like, and I told Billy about this.
That sounds like the opposite of what an antidepressant is supposed to do.
Well, the problem was I was trying to wrap a burrito, and I got so mad that I saw red, and I had to ask my wife, please leave the kitchen. I need a minute with this burrito.
Dude, I know exactly that feeling, though. I know exactly how that feels.
Did you talk with the burrito?
No, I was just trying to wrap the burrito, but I got way angrier than I have in the last, like, 20 years of my fucking life. Like, I have not been this mad since I was a kid. Like, I was
Wife,
frustrated.
you must leave the kitchen. I must
commune with this food.
I need to start a dialogue with this fucking tortilla.
See, at that point, it's not even a burrito. It's a loose tortilla because I can't get it to be a burrito. I'm trying to convince it to wrap. It's a fucking Nat 20 charisma check. It's a Nat 20 like fucking intimidation check. I need to get this burrito and I need it wrapped now. But yeah, I had this problem. And so I went to my brain doctor and I was like, hey, talking about it, trying to like figure out like what the next steps are. Cause it's like, he doesn't think it's depression now. He's like, okay, probably just unmitigated ADHD. And we're like going through the steps and he's like, hey, you ever read Ready Player One? And he just goes in. I love my brain doctor. Love him. He's talking about like he's talking about books with me for like half an hour. He's got these like posters of like Star Wars on the wall. He's got like a Final Fantasy wood carving, an Earthbound cube. Like this guy's like a 45-year-old like gigantic nerd. So much pop culture
so many
stuff.
red flags, brother. I'm going to be real with you.
No, it would be red flags if I saw a Funko Pop. He had a bunch of video game merch, but not a single Funko Pop.
Okay. We're in the clear. Okay.
So
like he brought up Ready Player One, then he was talking, and I was like, yeah, I don't really like Ready Player One or Ready Player Two, like genuinely as like books. Have you ever heard about Ernest Cline's nerd porn tour? I told my brain doctor.
No way. No way. You brought that up to him.
That's like my favorite thing ever.
I
dude.
brought up Ernest Cline's nerd porn tour, and I told him a little bit about it, and he's like, we should get you on Adderall. And
Julian, you need to not say who this is because you were there one of the times, but I had a friend, I had a very good friend who, as a joke once, while I was playing Fortnite with my friend, started reading out Ernest Cline's nerd porn tour in full. And because I had never read it before.
Oh, it's a good read.
And so he was like, it's fascinating. And the fucked up thing is I started playing better when I was distressed by the things I was hearing. And so this became...
Fight or flight can do wonders for...
It's like in real war.
Exactly.
Dude, yeah, it's actually, there are declassified CIA documents where they talk about using this, like, alongside... Katy Perry music as a method of torture.
No, first off, it's Britney Spears.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just imagining California girls overlaid with nerd porn tours. Somebody's just getting waterboarded.
It was the fucking Meow Mix theme, all right?
Someone hating America more and more as they get closer and closer to the end of that poem. No, but it's like... No, yeah, what's fucked up is that I was then later playing a Fortnite with this friend and Julian, and he started doing it again. And it worked that time too.
Yeah.
Oh,
you found your activation phrase. You may actually be Ready Player Zero.
There is an actual There is,
Oh no.
there is an actual fucking phenomenon where like I will play video games better the worse my life is going.
Yeah, this is
And so I guess
documented.
that was like a shortcut. This is a documented phenomenon that has held true for several years now.
Huh.
And so I guess he was just trying to shortcut that process as my friend.
So we should like kill your dog so you can win Evo.
Sam, have you entered your name into Greg Go yet?
I have a great. You should boot up League of Legends right now.
I think we could go competitive, but there's just something that we need to do first.
Me just handing you the audiobook for Blood Meridian. Here you go. You need this whenever you game. You want to feel bad? Here you go.
Hey Sam, do you want to come on our podcast?
Yeah.
Dude, you should boot up Fortnite right now as we speak. I guarantee you'd be fucking gaming like a pro.
Not yet. We're halfway there.
So many chicken dinners, they call you the buffet.
We still haven't entered the fucking phase 2 of this podcast episode.
Yeah.
What is phase 2?
I don't know.
Phase 2. Oh, I mean,
Patreon question?
When the ballast tank is
you know
empty.
what? That really would be an exercise in torture.
Thank God that's not happening.
Yeah.
Me scrolling through the questions, I can't believe these people have the audacity to support my work. What is wrong with
So,
them?
guys, you can support us if you search up PST on Patreon. You can read that.
Well, it's not. If you type in PST, you're probably just not gonna find it.
So you can search PST on Patreon. You can find us if you just keep searching for a while. You'll get there. I believe in you. And then we get to make fun of you. And I think that's beautiful.
This is not the transition into Patreon.
I know.
Okay.
Okay.
What the fuck was that?
Who would be the funniest character for Dwayne The Rock Johnson to play in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and why is it Veruca Salt?
I don't know. Dwayne The Rock playing Willy Wonka, I really like the idea of.
Yeah.
Because he's trying to be a badass, but he's also trying to capture the whimsicality. And these two things, they just don't meet. Like, they don't work.
And he
me hit
contractually
you.
cannot die.
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and it's all the exact same movie, but Hollywood muscle men play the kids.
Hollywood muscle men?
Jason Momoa, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, that guy from Reacher.
Oh, that guy from Reacher.
He's a bulky Sherlock Holmes.
What?
Yeah, that's the whole show.
Oh, I thought you were talking about he wasn't an actual Sherlock Holmes thing. I was like,
No, Reacher is just kind of bulky Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
Kinda. I like Reacher.
You guys ever watch Red One?
Yes.
What's Red One
course
again?
you
Is that
have.
the? Oh, that's the one with the. That's the one with the.
He makes the car
Yeah.
small. Well, don't you know that Dwayne is on his comeback tour? He's going to be in an A24 movie called The Smashing Machine, playing a UFC guy.
That I am actually interested in.
I feel like I did see him like he probably noticed that people were like really sick of him and his fucking annoying shit.
Zoa Energy.
I don't know. That's a charitable read.
I mean, Black Adam was such a fuck up that I feel like he probably
he made Red One after Black Adam. I don't think that's a fair.
I feel like
assessment.
it was probably it was probably in the works for a while. I don't think that's entirely fair.
Did you hear what he said about Black Adam whenever it flopped? Did you hear how he was talking about it? I don't think he learned a fucking thing.
No,
It won Best Picture, moron.
it won Best Picture.
Yeah. To me.
Aw. That's what's important. Nothing else matters.
I'm always legitimately interested and excited when celebrities who fall into a shtick do a curveball.
Yeah.
I do hope that his A24 movie forces him into some uncomfortable corners, because that would be neat.
I'm hoping that he's uncomfortable all the time.
He will be. I saw the pictures. He has so many prosthetics on his face. He reminds me of the Tim Robinson bit where it's I don't even want to be here anymore, where he's got all the shit all
I don't
over
want
his
to
face.
be here anymore.
All this shit on.
Dude, that bit is so fucking funny, dude. I love that show. I only started watching it recently because you guys kept fucking referencing it, and I was like, what the
It's
fuck
so
are they
good.
saying? They're freaking me out with these things.
How would you feel if one of these we're recording, Billy? We're recording live, right? We're recording live. We all get in a room, and it gets really uncomfortably hot, as is always the case, right?
Yeah.
And we start recording, and as soon as we start, just no one says anything. We're all just kind of looking at you.
You can't have me having me in a room and be quiet is a
I don't
literal
think that's
impossibility.
possible.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm more talkative in person, if I'm honest. And that's not because of alcohol.
I'm just imagining what the reaction would be like generally, you know? Just like
I feel like at that point, like a scary vinyl record would be playing on the old Victrola and then it'd start skipping and then the lights would go out. We'd be in a haunted house. Like that'd be it would have to be ghosts.
Why ghosts? Why is it always haunted by ghosts? Why can't it be haunted by like gnomes?
Like a house haunted by gnomes?
Yeah.
Fuck gnomes, dude.
Little freaky fucks with
If I go outside and I see a little dude with a red hat sitting on a fucking mushroom in front of my house, I'm kicking him. I don't care. You can't stop me. I'm killing him.
I'd eat him.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Okay, podcast is haunted. Got it.
What the fuck?
What the fuck was that? Who just drifted through your wall?
Some dude was just speeding on my
it
on my
was?
road.
Oh my
like,
God.
really fucking insane speeding.
The dress was blue.
He swerved because he saw kids playing hockey outside. What a fucking dumbass. Jesus.
The drift meter appeared on his dashboard. He didn't know what to do. He had to give in.
Jesus Christ, dude. Thank God those kids are safe. Unless they're bad kids.
Thank God those kids were playing hockey. Otherwise, he wouldn't have slowed down.
Unless they're bad kids. Bad kids should die.
It would be fucked up if a road safety PSA commercial played out in real time in front of your house.
I don't think that would be very funny if I'm honest.
No, it wouldn't.
That would
That's
be
why
very
I'm
stressful.
laughing.
It's so fucking insane. Speaking of bad kids getting splattered on a car, Patreon question.
Yeah.
If you're part of the $5 and above tiers, you can torture Sam.
Oh, when do we? Do I see any of that?
Yeah.
I get to see the money. I don't get to have the money.
Well, see, the thing is I found a free range contraption and it's just you sized.
What the fuck do you mean a free range contraption? That
Well,
is
sometimes you go out into the woods and you see a contraption out in the middle of the woods and you grab it, you bring it home, you put Sam in there.
That's
it's a free range contraption.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like it's pretty obvious what he meant by that. I don't know, fucking...
It's not like a homemade contraption.
okay.
Why are you being weird?
Sorry.
Have you ever seen American Pickers?
It's like American Pickers, but for game developers.
They find free range thingamabobs, contraptions, all sorts of things.
I really like when you're wandering
Yeah.
in a field and you see a sign and you're like, I wonder what that sign says, and you walk up to it and it says, if you're reading this sign, you're way too fucking close. You're way too fucking close. Back the fuck up.
I really, in my head, the first thing I thought is the sign says Bug Bunny Home.
Bug Bunny home.
Dude, that's my big favorite. I love that.
I love being out there and I just see a big sign and say Bug Bunny Home. I look down, hole.
It's always a good day when whole.
Right. Yeah, no,
All right.
fields are known for guys saying it's hunting season and then shooting trespassers.
Hey, I live in the Midwest. That's just true.
Oh my God, I just remembered the story I was going to say. I was looking, okay. Oh my God. Okay,
Fuck
so
your
I was
Patreon
looking at the
questions.
topics. Wait, no, wait a sec. I was looking at a fucking, okay, this is insane. I totally forgot about this. This is so awful. I was looking at the topics and I just read bird and I was like, the fuck do I mean bird? I just remembered what bird was. Do you guys, okay, so I don't know if you guys noticed or not by looking outside like last year, but there was something about like an eclipse happening, right? So me and my friends, we took a little trip to go out a bit farther because we live in the suburbs. So we went a bit farther in the rural area. I hate that fucking word. And we were like pretty far. We were just like watching the eclipse next to a big like river, and it was gonna be right on the path where we would see it the best and the longest. We see the eclipse during the entire time. I'm gonna be honest. I had a drink or two. And I had to piss. So after the eclipse, I'm like, okay, guys, I'll be right back. I gotta go. And then my friend Ferds is like, okay, I'll join you. And then I'm like, we're like stumbling to try to find anywhere to piss because there's just a big river and a little patch of like forest. So we go into the forest and we're trying to find a spot. Now I'm like, okay, dude, I'm gonna literally piss myself if I do not drop my pants and start pissing. So I just drop my pants. Not actually, because I'm not a toddler.
Full ass out.
You know what? Full ass out. I drop my pants. I start pissing there, and I'm not even looking where I'm pissing. I'm just kind of like staring blankly in front of me. As I'm pissing, I just hear.
What? What do you mean?
Like a little.
Are you talking like
And then
a
I
little
looked
pig in
down.
the bathroom or something?
There was a bird. bird.
Oh.
I started pissing on the bird. It flew away screaming. And then Ferg saw the bird and was like, what the fuck did you do to the bird?
Oh, that sucks.
That was awful.
Wow.
I couldn't believe it. Dude, I'm surprised the bird even let me get close enough to do that.
It trusted you. It was like How to Train Your Dragon.
Wow.
It trusted me, but I was not looking at all.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I have a bird story, but it doesn't end like that.
I hope not.
What about your bird?
Yeah, no, my bird story doesn't end with pissing or stepping on it. It was a couple years ago.
What the fuck is wrong with me?
I was basically, it's like very late at night. It's like 11 p.m. or whatever. I'm about to go home. I'm walking to the parking garage where I left my bike. Classic nighttime, nothing happened story. And I have a picture of this so I can prove it. A falcon lands on my shoulder.
What?
Actual brown falcon lands on my left shoulder. I have a picture of this that I took that I will send later because I'm not going to fucking root for it right now. And I just stopped moving because this has never happened to me before.
I would have that on speed dial. That would be like most recent images 24/7.
That is an S rank random bird event.
Oh, this is only the beginning of the story. All right, because
That would scare the fuck out of me.
Yeah, no, I was in the picture. I have a completely blank expression because internally I'm trying not to freak out because I don't know what the fuck is going on. I'm nowhere near nature, right? This bird is the size of my fucking head, and so after a second, I hear some more flapping, but it's not the bird next to me leaving. It is a second falcon coming in to land on my other shoulder. And again, I have a picture. I know how unbelievable this sounds. This is only the setup for the story.
That does sound unbelievable.
Yes,
What the fuck?
I have a picture, and I will show it to you as soon as I can. But
So they probably just had like a nest in there and they were just hanging out.
no, hey,
No?
I learned what happened. This is the picture when there was only one falcon on my shoulder. As you can see the parking garage behind me.
Oh my god.
You can see my completely neutral expression.
Such a good fucking.
My hair is
such a good fucking.
it's such
You're
a duck.
so fucking scared. Jesus.
No, okay.
You're like almost smiling. What the fuck?
Yeah. So anyway, I'm standing there, one falcon on either shoulder. You can see I'm wearing this like black winter jacket. You can see like the little thread, and I'm just standing there because I don't know what's happening. It's like they're waiting for me to do something, but I cannot possibly imagine what. And then, and I'm completely alone because it's late at night. And then a man steps out of the shadows. And when I say steps out of the shadows, I mean like the shadows roll off of him like a velvet drape being pulled off of an Apple product. Like he walks out and he's dressed in the same clothes as me. He has the same jacket, he has the same jeans, and he has the same facial. He looks like it's like I'm looking in a fucking mirror, but he's a little taller. And so I'm losing my fucking mind right now, but I'm not saying anything because if you'll remember, I have a fucking falcon on either shoulder. And so he looks at me and he kind of like gestures vaguely at me and he says, "They think you're me." And I'm like, "Oh, I think I'm you. What the fuck is happening?" But I don't say that because that's an inside thought. And I have a falcon on either shoulder, so I just go like,
What the fuck?
Like, and it's so we kind of stare at each other for a second. He does not seem bothered by this situation at all, and he goes, "Come on!" And they both fucking fly off of my shoulders and land on his because I guess he was like a falconer doing fucking falcon practice in this parking garage, and I don't know what to say because he hasn't left yet. And so I say like some shit like, "You come here often?" Or like, "You do this often?"
Why would you say that?
He's a fucking falconer with two falcons in a parking garage in the middle. I need to know everything about this man's life, but like that's all that I can conjure up in that moment. And he goes like, in a sense, that's less than no information. That is less than no information. And then he starts walking away. And he walks away into the night, and the velvet drape comes back on, and I never see it again.
He's fucking with you. So he's fucking with you.
No, I am not.
Got it.
I am not. Oh, that guy fucking with me?
No, the guy was probably not fucking with
No,
him.
I think that guy was just fucking weird. All right? But that's not the end of the story. All right? Because I am fucking crazy at this point, and so I end up walking because it's not that far from my house. So I end up walking home, and I get back there the next morning, and my bike is gone. So I don't know if that's connected.
He used his falcons as a distraction to steal your bike.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. In my head, there is someone out there in LA who is a falconer and owes me a bike.
Who's after?
And I know what he looks like because I see him in the mirror every fucking morning.
This is what.
That is one possibility. There's a second.
Maybe he was on the app.
Oh, right.
Maybe
Yeah,
he was on
Sam Go.
You found Sam. That's what happens when you get him.
Steal a bike.
I'm just imagining him walking along and his two birds carrying the bike next to him in the middle of the air. Like they're just carrying it for him.
Are one on each pedal, just pedaling around.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the other third possibility is that he is like a time traveler future self where my life takes a series of left turns. And so
you become a falconer.
I become a falconer and I have to go back in time to fuck with myself. So to that end, I will say I have been, just to kind of account for that possibility, I have been looking into the possibility of taking some beginner's falconing lessons next year. We'll see if things line up.
What if taking your bike, he took your bike? Because if he didn't take your bike, you would have had an incident that led you to become the falconer.
Dude.
So he took the bike because he wanted to make sure you weren't going to become him.
Right.
You would have took.
Oh my God.
The butterfly effect, the falcon effect.
You were being like riding your bike around, and then somebody fucking T-bones you.
Yeah.
And then
You wake up in a falcon cave.
You land in the falcon cave, but your life takes a dark turn.
Right.
You're nursed to health back by falcons, and then they take you under their wings,
right.
and then they use you for their servitude.
Phineas and Ferb Attack of the Second Dimension version of myself.
You get to the falcon crystal in the middle of the cave, and you go back and save yourself.
But they are evil falcons. They're evil falcons that steal bikes.
That's fuck up. Also, it's just like, it's crazy because I don't think there's any way that y'all would. I'm so glad I took this fucking picture on my phone because there is
Nobody would have believed
Nobody would have believed
I don't think anyone on this podcast fucking believes me. The only reason that you guys believe me is because you guys have the picture.
I see the picture. The picture is right there.
I would believe you, man.
I believe you because that's not the face of somebody who's comfortably like hanging out with a fucking bird.
Yeah.
And that is not the background with the, what is that in the background? A cyber Egyptian statue? That's not like a county fair or anything either.
Yeah, that's not a county fair. That's like a parking garage.
Yeah, that's a parking garage, and on the right there's like a mural, and there's some bushes and shit. This is an office complex parking garage.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Good for you or bad for you.
Yeah.
I don't know yet. That's like that depends on how your falcon training goes.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see.
Maybe if future you took off his jacket, he would have been like half bird, half man, and he's trying to avoid that.
Yeah.
Just like that one movie with Smith,
right.
Kevin Smith.
Oh, surgery in the Falcon Cave.
Yeah, they turned you into half bird, half man, half gamer.
He should have said some cryptic shit like, I can't save you, but I can save myself.
Whoa, that's
Or whatever the
badass.
fuck, where, you know?
Don't go to the Denny's on March 15th, May 2026.
Yeah, exactly.
All that to say, Patreon question. I totally forgot what we were doing for a bit. So, Patreon questions. If you're part of the $5 and above tiers, you can ask us a question on the Patreon Q&A. Only pick good ones because they're usually shit.
Amen.
They're giving you money.
Maybe they should give us more and we'll treat them nicer.
Maybe they should give money and have good questions. Like it's not like, what's the correlation with money and good questions here?
More money means we're more likely to answer the question.
Okay, I've picked mine out.
Okay,
I've picked
okay.
mine out. Adam Wuttrich asks,
Well-
a member of the podcast is charged with committing an Adam West Batman show type crime. What ludicrous, embarrassing, and most importantly, fake alibi do you tell the police that results in the charges being immediately dropped?
Oh, the eagle story.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple falcons landed on my shoulders. And,
2 falcons landed on my shoulder and I met my future self.
I'd immediately just start talking about Ernest Cline's Nerd Parmator.
Oh, that's pretty good.
I just recited.
the cops would just start getting really good at shooting. I don't know if you want that.
It's fine. It's fine. I've been taking small caliber bullets. I'm immune to large caliber ones now.
Oh, right. Like that guy who shot himself and had to be hospitalized.
Is that real? Some dude just started shooting himself because he was like, I'm going to be impervious.
He started with BB guns, then he worked his way up to like, just harder and harder, more painful stuff until he reached a bullet. And then lo and behold, it didn't work.
That is the funniest outcome of that. To be fair.
The worst thing, I can't tell if it's a bit, but I'd like to assume it's not because that makes it funnier. That the post ends with him saying, "Guys, it didn't work out for me. I had to be hospitalized for it.
It might work out for you.
But if anyone else is willing to try this, your results might vary." So here's what I did, just like for reference, if anyone else was trying this.
His last thought was like, "This is my big moment."
I think honestly that would be my alibi. Is like it would just be like, listen, I was trying to like build up the tolerance for the bullets,
My bullet impervious thighs.
Throwing out your medical history to the guy.
I can't be held accountable for what they do after they leave the gun.
Wait, so first off, we're being charged with committing an Adam West Batman show type crime. What does that even fucking mean?
Like, I've stolen the bricklaying machine from the bricklaying factory, and now I'm going to make bricks in my own house. These are my bricks, Batman.
That's not a crime.
That's called democratization.
I mean, you've stolen the bricklaying machine.
That's not a crime. That's the start of a fucking business. Yeah, I don't find that to be a crime. I would be more interested in knowing
Is this your alibi?
I'm democratizing bricks.
My alibi. I don't think that's a crime.
I don't think that's a crime. My alibi is I did that shit.
Sorry.
My alibi is, guys, really think about this.
Sir, you went to the local aquarium and you put lingerie on all the fish.
In what way is this a crime?
Sir, you put lingerie on all the fish.
Well, because the other thing is like your alibi kind of can be the crime, where it's like, that's stupid.
Yeah.
Like you can just kind of say that's dumb.
You're wasting taxpayer money on me putting lingerie on fish. What are you, stupid?
Dude, you're saying that I went to the bank with a big sack of money that had the $sign written on it in marker. This is cartoonish. What the fuck is wrong with you? I'm not even going to take this seriously.
What do you think do I look like Bugs Bunny? And then he says yes, and then the camera pans, and I'm
and he points Bug Bunny house right on the ground.
Bug Bunny. I jump into Bug Bunny house, and then I dig my way down to China.
Great. Cool.
A lot of molten core you got to get through. Anyone ever think about that? How they're just kind of like powering through magma for like a long time?
Bugs Bunny is the most powerful character of all time because he can go through magma.
No, that would be like Goku or like Superman.
Goku would die.
No, Superman would go through because there's no kryptonite in the earth. So
that's interesting.
Superman is lame.
Yeah, but Superman, once he goes into the hole, he's going to lose power because he needs the energy of the yellow sun to work, dummy.
He does need that.
Yeah, but he'd like store all the power before he did it though. So like
he's not a mole person.
But like he could like store the power. So
you guys ever think about how there might be mole people?
They got an Incredibles video game about that.
Can I be honest? I don't actually think it's the Patreon question's fault for being bad.
Fuck you, that was awesome. I love talking about Batman capers.
The Frost Ace asks, "Oh no, there's been a mix-up with the voting and now you're the Catholic Pope. What's the one thing that you would do before you're inevitably removed from being the Pope? Rats go to heaven."
What do you mean?
But only rats. No other animals.
Oh, I thought you were going to say only rats, including at the exclusion of people.
No. Yeah, well, actually, yeah, no, doubling down on that. That's a better idea. Only rats go to heaven. There's only rat heaven. Nobody else.
Right. Not only that, but we are like, to make room, we have to evict the current residents of heaven. Sorry.
Yeah, we are paving heaven and building a rat heaven.
We're paving heaven and building a sewer.
I think it's time to innovate in the space. Okay, let's get rid of all this guesswork. I'm gonna commission someone to make like an online questionnaire, and if you answer honestly, then by the end you'll know if you're going to heaven or not.
That's a Bruce Almighty bit.
Yeah, why are you stealing from Jim
You've
Carrey?
got prayer.
Why are you fucking stealing from Jim Carrey again? Why do you keep stealing from him?
I like when he opens his mail and instead of Yahoo it goes Yahweh.
I think a fucked up thing to do as Pope is to make an official creator code for Fortnite for the Catholic Church.
I know what I would do. It's easy.
Yeah?
Here's what I would do. All right, one proclamation. Played Undertale, not that good. That's it. full statement. just for the chaos.
Dude, but what if the Pope Cube at the Buca de Beppo, what if you made a Pope proclamation?
Buca de Beppo?
The Buca de Beppo Pope Cube. Yeah, you don't know about the Pope Cube at the Buca de Beppo?
I remember. That's been a while.
Yeah, they got the Buca de Beppo Pope Cube. What if you made a proclamation that Sans got put in the Buca de Beppo Pope Cube instead of the Buca de Beppo, instead of Pope?
You don't know what the Buca de Beppo?
Amended statement. Played Undertale. Pretty good. Sans going to hell.
I like the idea of saying pretty good. Sans fight was really hard, implying that by default you just went down the the massacre route, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
You ran the genocide run first thing.
Pope just naturally does a genocide run. He doesn't even he doesn't even know.
I'm
surprised you never heard about the Pope Room.
Oh yeah, the Buca de Beppo, the Buca de Beppo.
This is like real. Most locations of like Buca de Beppo have like a fucking room that's like the Pope Room that you can rent.
Yeah, they have the pube in there, the Pope Cube.
Dude, that fucking reminds me of the time that I went to a Super Bowl party that was run by the Freemasons, and they took us.
Dude,
where are we going?
Please,
where are we going?
Well, so I was in high school and I didn't have any plans for the Super Bowl, and I was really bored. And so something I used to do a lot when I was in high school was I would go on Eventbrite.com and I would filter by all, and I would just see what kind of shit was happening, because very often you'd have like weird events.
God, that is such a good idea.
Yeah. So like very often you would have like weird ass events. Dude, this is also how I accidentally got registered to do a shift at Dodger Stadium despite never working there. Because sometimes people will just use Eventbrite as like a way to, to manage invitations. They'll make it public for no reason. So I found this like, the Freemasons Super Bowl party happening vaguely near me. I am, not old enough to drink. I should go to this. Oh, fuck. Hang on. I will be right back. I'm so sorry. 1 second.
Oh my God, I should use Eventbrite. Look what I found in my local area.
I'm like looking at these. These are
posted it in Guess.
Midget wrestling? Micromania midget that is what it's called. That is what it's called. It's called Micromania midget wrestling in CU City. Wow.
Wow.
Oh, that's today. Damn, I missed it.
Oh man.
There are so many of these that are insane. Oh my God, Divorced Dad Rock Night. You're kidding.
No
Dude,
way.
Eventbrite is awesome. What the fuck? This is a really cool discovery. There's so much weird shit.
This is like a story cheat code.
I'm back. Hello.
Sam, Divorced Dad Rock Night.
That is insane. Divorced Dad Rock Night.
What I meant?
After you stepped away, we went and checked Eventbrite.
We're discovering that this is the best thing. This is the best thing to ever happen to me.
Yes, fucking fine. Dude.
Dad-themed drinks? Wait, dad-themed drinks. Now this is music moonshine. I saw these guys live once. Gulp. Back in my name drop.
Yep. Dallas Pickle Festival.
Hell yeah.
Content creators wanted.
What?
Dead or alive? Preferably dead? No, yeah, but dude, fucking like, oh my God. Going on Eventbrite whenever I was bored and just attending shit may be one of the best, most personality defining choices I've ever made in my life.
Dude.
As like a growing up person.
This is a brilliant. I can't believe I didn't know about this earlier.
This is the best thing I've ever found. I cannot believe it's real.
Yeah. Well, it's just insane that like they as a ticketing system also have a discoverability thing where it's like, here's a public catalog of like you, because who the fuck goes on eventbrite.com to find out what shit is happening around them? That's just like, that's
Dallas Pickle Festival is almost full, dude. Act now.
Why are you not acting now? Stop talking, act. Jesus Christ, Julian. No, but like, because I was, I mean, if you guys want to hear the end of the Freemason story.
Yes.
So I was, I had no connection to the Freemasons.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Sam.
It has to be the last one. We can't keep going.
Badass human race. 3+ miles.
What?
In El Paso.
Yep. What do you mean, badass human race? What does that fucking mean?
It's a race where there are badass humans and they race.
Oh, that is not what I thought this was gonna be about. Okay, sorry. I'm sorry. No.
Yeah, that's what I thought. No, it's like, no, because Eventbrite is really fascinating because it's basically a social media platform for the opposite of people who are terminally online, for like terminally offline people who are actually out doing stuff, and it just kind of aggregates all of their shit into a feed that no one checks. But yeah, so like, I was, a young lad with no connection to the Freemasons. I'm just going to get my ticket and show up. The first thing that becomes incredibly clear is after I printed out my little Freemasons ticket and showed up, besides the fact that it's not like, a bit tough to blend in as a high schooler showing up to a Freemasons party alone. I was also the only person who had a printed out ticket. So I just kind of kept it wadded up in my pocket. I sat down at this fucking table. They had incredible grilling in the back. They had a giant projector. They had pictures of guys wearing the Freemasons funny hat on the wall. And I was like, I'm just going to kind of blend into whatever conversation is happening around me.
This was your in.
What I hear is two conversations happening at once on both sides of the table. On my right, there is a guy who is talking about where to find his favorite kind of shark. He is talking about like specifically regions of the world and also down to like individual which aquariums have it. Because it seems like he might be in the business. I'm assuming that he's like in the business on the aquarium side of, fish logistics. But I didn't investigate that much further because on my left, I'm hearing a guy talk about in detail all the problems he had with the Liam Neeson movie Taken and how he would have done the kidnapping, which is immediately more interesting and distressing to me. And so, I kind of key into that half of the, no disrespect to Fish Guy, but I key into that half of the conversation. And so I asked, hi, Sam here, why would you do that? And he goes, well, I wouldn't, but I used to work in security for events like the Super Bowl. So he used to be like a celebrity bodyguard. And so what followed was like 20 minutes of him just kind of talking about all of the occupational hazards of his job, occasionally dipping into telling it from the perspective of the attackers, like hypothetically gaming it out from their position, which was fucking odd. I
guess that's the kind of mindset that would help in a situation in a position like his, right? You want to get into the attacker's mindset, but also what the
yeah. But anyway, so like, someone I eventually, decide I'm going to avail myself of the many barbecued offerings that the Freemasons Lodge has. So I go over, because I'm a fucking straight edge, I grab a Bud Light and don't open it. Because I'm like, I need to be able to say I did this, but I don't actually want to drink.
Using Eventbrite to just get free food.
Getting free food and drinks. Yeah, it's like, but yeah, so eventually, it becomes clear there's exactly one other person there who was not a part of the Freemasons Lodge. And it was this random young woman in the corner. And eventually someone who is clearly keyed into the social dynamics of the event comes over to both her and I. He's like, yo, I'm going to give y'all a tour, if you want, of the rest of the Freemasons Lodge. And I say, okay. And I'm thinking, this is it. I'm going to find out where the Ark of the Covenant is. And so, he takes us into this back room that is one of the strangest, like top 10 strangest religious rooms that I've ever been in. There is a giant box in the center of the room, followed by a generous amount of space. If you've ever, seen the inside of a Freemasons Lodge, you probably know what I'm talking about. And there's like benches all around the perimeter of the room facing this box in the middle. Mm-hmm. That's not the weird part. The weird part is that it is like the opposite of cult lighting. It's like office fluorescently lit.
Yes.
So there's something incredibly strange happening at like the intersection of I need these papers by 5 and we're bringing Satan back. But, I finished my day. And I go home and I tell my dad where I've been. And I say, oh, I went to the Freemasons Lodge to fucking see their Super Bowl party. Isn't that wacky and weird? And he goes, white. And he says, wait here 1 second. And he goes up.
He says white. And then he said, he did not say white. You misspoke, surely.
He's already white, but he went whiter. And he said, wait here 1 second.
Oh, I thought you said, okay, I'm sorry.
He went white. He didn't go white.
Yeah, the way you said that, I thought he looked at you, pointed, and went, "What?"
No,
That accusation.
no. What happened? Well, in a way, because he went upstairs. They grabbed me, and I'm standing in the kitchen, and I'm just thinking, like, I'm so confused. What's happening? And he comes down the stairs with a box. And he hands me this tiny little box and he says, "This was your grandfather's." And I open it and it's a fucking Freemason's ring. It's like a Freemason's membership ring. I was like, holy fuck. God put me on the path of that Eventbrite page. And that's what happens when I get bored and I'm in high school. But yeah, that's anyway.
Well,
go to
wait,
Eventbrite.
Wait. I'm sorry. No. That can't be the end of your experience with the Freemasons. Surely that was the beginning of something beautiful, Sam. You've got to maintain that relationship.
Okay,
now.
so here's the thing: is that the guy who that is the ending because, and this is something I probably shouldn't have done. The tour guide guy, was like, dude, you should fucking join up. You should we do these kinds of events, And I did give him my real phone number.
Oh,
which I should not have done because he was insistent upon my return, and I felt very awkward trying to dodge and turn that down. But so I haven't gone back, but I do still have that text conversation. So
next time you're on, you need to tell us what progress you've made since now.
And I'm gonna call him and invite him on that.
Yeah, can you put him on speakerphone?
No.
Hello? Hello?
Is this the Freemasons? Go on Eventbrite if you live near a city and be careful.
I'm not gonna lie. While you were talking, I just bought tickets to Divorce Dad Rock.
You have
That's
to, dude.
the funniest.
Tell me how it
that
goes.
Tell us
the
how that
fucking-
goes.
Okay,
Real talk.
so here's the thing.
Yeah.
While I was While I was on the event page, I noticed that they're doing a call for content creators and influencers, and you just need to contact them.
Oh my
And
God.
I just convinced everybody I know in Montreal to go to it with
Oh
me.
my god.
Oh my god. I have never wanted to go to
dude,
Montreal more than right now.
There's a contest for the most divorced dad looking motherfucker in the crowd.
No way!
Oh my god.
This is the fucking funniest event I've ever seen. I'm going to be there.
What day is it?
When is this? It's the 31st of May.
Fuck, dude.
That's so fucking funny. Dude, I'm sorry. I like sidetracked a bit. Let's do one last question.
That's not sidetracking. This is good.
That's amazing. Dude, Eventbrite is so good. What the fuck?
I only found little person wrestling.
Eventbrite is fucking awesome. It's filled with spam, but it's so
Some
good.
of them are really fucking funny though. I don't care
Yeah.
if it's spam.
Yeah,
That's
even the spam
hilarious.
ones are good.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, I'm kind of sad my Eventbrite only had small person wrestling, and it was today, and I missed it by recording this podcast.
Fuck, I'm sorry, man.
Lil fella wrestling.
I could go to content creator cookout. that sounds like a great time.
That sounds awful. I would never do
No,
that.
it sounds
Could not
awesome.
convince me.
You gotta dodge those.
The kind of thing you would only attend as like a bonding, like a trauma bonding experience. I would take other content creators just so we could suffer through it together, see what it was like. kind of thing you buy as a prank. Like you buy the tickets, take to someone who you know would hate it, and be like, "I've got one too. You can't turn this down."
Does it count as taking to someone you know would hate it if it's you and you go?
What the fuck do you mean the Afro Man is going to be at the Icky Nickel? What?
Stop! I can only take so much.
What
I can
about
only
that
take so
sentence
much.
is
You
not
gotta stop that.
self-explanatory?
Why? I saw it in Eventbrite, and I was like, why is the Afro Man going to be at the Icky Nickel?
Holy shit!
man.
Yo, world's greatest titty signer.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Dude, here's the thing I was fucked up is that like part of the reason I was doing this is because I was like an incredibly socially anxious kid and young adult and guy. And that, for whatever reason, doing shit like that was easier to me than just like going up and talking to people normally. Because I would always feel out of my element in social situations. But when you're doing something like going to the Freemason Super Bowl party, there's no social script to fuck up. There's no expectation. You're just kind of there.
Yeah.
There's just dudes being guys.
Yeah. That was like how I tried to force myself to develop, like more confidence, was just by doing outrageous shit like that and trying to roll with the punches as best I could. And it kind of worked.
That's so beautiful.
Bro, I gotta move on from this. One last question and then we're calling it. I'm fucking pissing myself laughing, dude. What the hell?
Grizzly Adams with Nicolotto. Sounds
that was
made up.
I saw that in my area, Grizzly Adams with Nicolotto, and I was like, what the fuck is happening in Iowa?
What was the original question? I don't even remember, actually. Oh, it was the Pope one.
How the fuck? Yeah, I don't know.
Buca de Beppo, the Pope Cube.
Oh, that's right, the Pupe di Beppo.
Buca de Beppo, the Pope Cube.
Menstrual cycle awareness workshop.
I thought that was a Patreon question, and I was like, why would you say that? Whomst asking shit like that? The hell?
What's your favorite pickled vegetable by Sir Borblo Blister Sav? Easy. Fucking literally run it through easy one. Fuck you. Carrot.
Coolicle. A coolicle is really good.
They're all my favorite.
Oh, fuck you, fence sitter centrist.
I think they're the funniest thing I've ever seen, honestly.
That's such a fucking centrist take. Fuck you.
I'm kind of a pickle centrist.
Have I said on the podcast that I didn't know what pickles that pickles and cucumbers were the same thing until I was like 19?
It happens.
I can't remember with who I had this conversation, but it was very, very recent, and they were very too old for that.
Probably me.
No, I don't. You weren't 19.
Yes, I definitely was.
I didn't meet you when you were 19. I don't think I told you when you were 19. I'm not the one.
Oh, you told someone.
I told somebody like very, very recently. They were like way too old to not know that, and I was like, that's kind of nuts.
I don't know. I think
it was. You know what? Somebody might be listening right now and just like had a fucking brain blast.
Yeah,
that's you. What?
Yeah. No, because I remember how it happened. I was like, I want a pickle, so I get up and I go and I waddle over to the fucking to the fridge and I get a pickle, and my eyes wander to the ingredients list, and it simply states ingredients: cucumber, comma, vinegar. And I squint at it, and I'm like, well, that can't be right.
You squint at it. Concerning.
Where's the pickle?
How do they get away with this?
This is concerning. I must alert the others.
I must alert Grok. Grok needs to know.
Grok, did you know this?
Grok, can you fact check this for me? Can we plug our podcast?
Yeah.
All right.
Wow. Sam, dance.
No.
No, you're on your own.
I put in all this work. I've never been on this podcast before.
Did you know?
And I put in all that legwork to be introduced.
Shut the fuck up. Did you know? Shut up. Did you know? There are 5 shows on the PSD network. That's right. A secret 5th one that you never knew about. Why are you fucking always moaning?
That was crazy. I didn't know. You can find more of this kind of amazing content on Sam and my own personal podcast, Final V3.
Yeah, and there's there might be some guests that they poached on it. Some hosts from PSD being poached.
Yeah, we have poached. It's got to be like half the PSD cast at this point.
Go check it out at finalv3.com. It's not. It's it's fv3.zip, right?
Yeah, Billy edits it, and occasionally he'll say like 2 words, but he hasn't been doing it as much lately. That makes me like
I've been busy.
Yeah. I miss the shit mic. Oh, well, I haven't heard that one yet. I just
did it on this episode that's coming out because Leon kept talking and I literally told him to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that sounds about right. You can hear that.
And more.
Coming soon, I guess.
I have one question for y'all. Did I earn the right to be introduced yet?
Go for it. What are you?
Go for it. Spread your slime.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks so much for listening. This episode would not have been possible without the help from our patrons, such as Alan Diver, Bland But Funny, Boo Boo Lou, Brain Soup, Brass, Cassandra Crash, Chipples, Chips, Chris Chapman, Devo, not the band, DX Studios, Edward McMillan, Eric Scott Gillies, Ethereal, Geef, Generic Phoenix, Guy Beam, Heretic Shark, Invictus Echo, Lambda Man, Leo the Geotech, Lucavia, Mr. Starchy, Mr. Shirt, Pharmacy Fruit Bat, Philosophicool, Presta Husk, Rat Supreme, Spherical May, Sponge Guy, Synthetic Pacifist, The Frost Ace, Tritty Bird, Ulbert, Will 9455, and Woodstock. If if you like hearing little old Julian and Sam, why don't you go check out their podcast over on Final V3 on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. It's part of the PSD network, so it's pretty much the same style, except they talk about being creativity and other pretentious shit like that. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will see you next time with other people, maybe, or maybe the same people. I don't know. This outro sucks, dude.